To release your hamstrings in a chair, you might want to use that smaller myofoam ball. If that's too much and too specific, use the larger, firmer myofoam ball. My experience is the logo ball is a little too soft for this, but again, follow your body. If your body is telling you that it's too much, either of these, some folks have incredibly sensitive nervous systems. Honor your body. Use the softest ball, the least amount of pressure, the gentlest pressure to get effect. That's usually the best way to go. So I'm going to start with the larger myofoam ball. I'm on a firm chair, firm like dining chair. Get on that larger myofoam ball, sit back in your chair, lean back, and place it under your hamstrings. Just go side to side. That's it. Now this is something you could do even while you're working. You're sitting at your desk, you're working on your laptop, whatever you're doing. You could do this while you're taking a break, right? Or you're on the phone and you're talking to someone and you got to spend some time, right? The quick hamstring releases are so helpful if you sit for a long period of time. This going back and forth, we're kind of taking those four heads of the hamstrings, separating them from being all stuck together. So then you can feel it's like speed bumps, like clunk, 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 clunk. And then when you want to, if you want more pressure, you could cross that other leg over it. You could straighten the leg and lean forward. That's going to make it much more exciting. I also like to play with straightening and bending the leg. So here's the thing, most of those trigger points in the hamstring muscles live about halfway down from the buttocks down toward the knee. About halfway down from the buttocks toward the knee is a great place to begin your pressure. And this can be just a general kind of opening and movement. And then you can also take more time to get real specific. So this is maybe all you have to do on that one side. So let's try it on the other side with the smaller ball. You'll notice right away, much more exciting, much more sensation with the smaller ball. So they're the same, these two balls are the same density, but the smaller ball just gets a little bit more specific, can wiggle in there between those hamstrings. I'm going to show you from the side. I'm just sitting up. Sweeping side to side. Okay, coming back. And then when you find a tender spot, you get that ball in a tender spot. You can lean in and you can straighten and bend and straighten and bend. Do that for a little while. And often, if you have a tender spot that's really stuck, doesn't seem to want to give it up, often doing the straighten, bend for about 10 times or so, maybe 30 seconds, that will often kind of help that muscle take that tension, those trigger points, and spread it back into tone in the muscle. So now I'm going to move that little ball down, going across, separating the heads of the hamstrings. So this hamstring practice is start by sliding the leg side to side. That's all you got to do. Slide the leg side to side. Even the logo ball is really good for this. Just sliding the leg side to side so that you're unbinding the hamstrings from each other. And then as you do that, after a little while, you start to feel, oh yeah, there's a tender spot. You can try crossing the other leg over it for more pressure. Ow, too much. You might just lean in onto it. You might put your other hands down. That's another way to add a little bit more pressure. You might just start to straighten the leg, and you only have to go to where it feels like really exciting and then back off, really exciting and then back off, swinging that leg. We'll do it 4 or 5 times. Great. And then back to the side to side. And that's it. And now we're going to use this chair to do a little stretch for the hamstrings. So I like to take the chair and put my leg on the seat. Now, if your foot is up on the seat and you can't reach the seat, then you can bend that knee, right? Bend the standing leg knee and just kind of lean against it. You could also just stand up and lift the toes, okay? But I'm going to demonstrate on the chair because that's a really nice way to use that chair to support your stretching, because it gives you something to push that heel into. It's helpful to engage the muscles as you stretch them. Push that heel into the chair, bend the knee a little tiny bit, tilt the pelvis back. That rolling and tilting the pelvis back drags the top part of the hamstrings back. And then you bow forward to whatever feels like a good stretch for you. You can always bend the knee a little more, but you want to feel the stretch in the center of the hamstrings, not up at the sitting bone and not at the backs of the knees. So just bow forward, keep the heel pressing into the chair, and then we're going to switch sides. Heel up on the chair, bend the knee, stick the buttocks back, hold on to the chair or hold on to the chair, right? And then reaching the buttocks back, bowing forward, heel pressing into the chair. Great. And that's it. That's releasing your hamstrings with the balls on the chair. Great stretch. You can do this a little bit. You could turn this whole thing into a 1 or 2 minute break throughout your day. It's going to really help your hip flexors. It's going to really help tensor fascia lata to feel more ease. Super important if you have iliotibial band pain or really any hip flexor issue.